Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here with first impressions of playing the Tier 10 Premium French Light Cruiser, the Colbert. And this is my second Research Bureau ship. My first being the Ohio, which I definitely recommend picking up. Would I recommend the Colbert? Well, I've had 2 battles in here so far, this being the first. Generally, like trying to do first impressions live, but I couldn't wait. I just hopped right in after picking up all my ×6 stack of Research Bureau points on the Shimakaze line. And I went right into battle after I ran a shakedown cruise and co-op just to get a feel for the ship. And then off 2 randoms it was. So I will be doing more. I'll be playing the ship more than I'll have a video that will feature the ship more specifically. I'll talk about it. Then we'll do an upgrade commander build video. But as I made mention, as this video goes up, I'm away traveling for US holiday in the US. So it won't be till January till I do an upgrade commander build on this ship. But regardless, I'll go ahead and throw what upgrades and what commander build I'm running on the ship now. Right now, I'm running what I would say probably a more standard build for the Colbert. But I really want to do this Freddy tryhard build. Being where you take no concealment, and then you're increasing your HE damage and chances of causing fire. But the 21-point commander I have, I'm running him currently on the heavy French cruiser line for the Marseille, the new French cruiser line. So I have yet to showcase that ship, and I haven't actually even at this point played that ship yet because I've been saving all my credits of picking up a bunch of tier 10 ships. But regardless, let's talk about the Colbert. The first thing you actually see that you're noticing with our team, that none of our battleships seem happy with their spawn. The Vermont was leaving, and then you see the Yamato and the Schlieffen are abandoning the 2-3 line. So that's not helpful because you want a battleship around to be able to support you. And when I start playing the Colbert, which has a decent belt armor, but still, I mean, it's a very vulnerable ship. As I'm trying to play a little passively, here I could have actually just ran down the 9 line following Doom in the summers into the cap. But I decided to just wait and see what's happening in case a destroyer comes out or a battleship. I just don't want to get caught completely off guard. But he hasn't spotted anything. So we're just going to tuck in behind the island. And then my goal is to go ahead and move into the D cap and support him. There's a destroyer on D. So we'll see who gets picked up. And it's the gearing. We have a friendly Sherman coming in. So I feel pretty comfortable with... Doom has the support he needs, at least, to be able to move into the cap. You can see we have the top grade gunner, and that helps that our whenever there's a ship within our conceal build of 9.8, we'll get a boost to our reload time on our main battery guns. So if you do the Lighthouse build or the Freddy tryhard build, you increase your concealment with several different options. You don't take concealment on the commander, you don't take concealment in the 5th slot. And then you take a skill that, I think it's the heavy HE shells, and I think that if you have a caliber of over 149 millimeters or something, it increases your detectability. So then you expand that concealment range out even further, meaning that you have, your DPM is greater because of that. Because, to be honest, a bit of the inspiration for myself with this ship is watching John the Ruthless play the Colbert. It's one of his, I don't know if it's his favorite ship, but it's his, I think it is, but it's like top favorite one of his ships that he's just a monster in. And I've really enjoyed playing light cruisers, heavy cruisers. I love playing Radar Minotaur, and so I felt like Colbert would work out well for me. I'm trying to be cheeky in getting shots in here on the Des Moines. I want to push him away. One of the things that I've learned just from 2 battles alone is that Colbert is really good about pushing enemy ships away from whatever flank you're on, pushing them away from, you know, if it's a key objective like the cap here or on flanks, especially the second match I had, I kept pushing battleships away. I'd let them get within the gun range. Let's talk about the gun range. The gun range that I have now is 16.01 kilometers, but stock your gun range is 13.8, so that's not really feasible. So you really can't take the I mean, you could take the main battery modification 3 to get a faster reload, but you're really going to be doing yourself a detriment, I think, in doing that, because that means you're going to play a lot closer. So for how I'm trying to utilize Colbert, I have the upgraded, is it unique upgrade? I don't remember called. For the engine boost, I have a longer lasting engine boost, so I can move more fast and reverse. So for now, we're just harassing this Des Moines, and that's all of our damage has gone to. We keep setting fires, so we've already set 5 fires on this Des Moines alone. He goes down to Doom's flooding by eating some torpedoes. So now we're gonna go ahead and inch up a little bit more forward here. What's nice with playing Colbert is you want to be able to utilize islands, and you want to be able to utilize smoke screens. So Doom's coming down the 8 line. He's gonna drop a smoke screen in front of me. I'm going to be a little bit confused because we are going to get detected and not entirely sure what's going on. One of the things when you're doing these type of ships, playing them, I'm looking to see where the GK is looking. All of his guns are faced this way. So if I started to open up on him now as much as I want to shoot him, I'm likely to take a good chunk of damage. So I'm going to see if I can't reverse and go dark here. And I kind of realize, oh, maybe I will be able to. Yeah, so just enough to be able to go dark. And then the secondaries. And then we're just going to simply go out forward as Doom begins to drop a smoke screen for us here, so we can make more effect of these guns. To get all these guns firing, you have to show a good amount of side. You can see our reload time is just above 3 seconds. Looks like 3.3 seconds when I'm watching the reload timer. 3.2, 3.3, yeah. When take a little damage here. But when you activate that top grade gunner, you're getting down to 3 seconds, if not beneath that. Yeah, it looks like we're 3.2 after taking a little bit of damage. And here I get confused because I'm detected, so I don't know if the gearing has circled around behind, or if it's a submarine in our spawn. So I'm a little confused. I'm trying to figure out what's going on here and trying to reposition myself, because our smoke fire penalty is rather good. It's roughly, I think it's around 5 kilometers, 5.6, something like that. I end up checking, I think, here shortly if I haven't checked already in the beginning of this match. But one of the consumables you can choose between the defensive AA fire consumable, or you can choose between hydroacoustic search. So I've gone with the hydroacoustic search. So it makes it more easy for me to utilize smoke screens. And you're going to see how we're going to use it against an enemy destroyer later on in the game. And it looks like it possibly was the Daring who maybe was lighting us earlier. So we're just going to be coasting up here into these smoke screens and utilizing them. But the hydroacoustic search comes in real handy. I've also taken the commander skill that gives you additional consumables. So I have 5 repair parties, otherwise it's just 4. I'm taking some shots because I was wondering if the Shimikaze, he's AFK. So I was hoping to land some shots. Looks like I did land 1 penetration just firing at the mini-map. Here we're going to start opening up on the battleships. One of the things that's my first impressions with this ship, it's takes a little bit of getting used to with the shell travel time. It's rather long, especially when you start getting out to the 15, 16 kilometers. Maybe you can even say 14. Because the shells have a good travel time. They also have really good arcs to be able to shoot over islands. So to me, that makes it quite ideal. So it takes a little bit of adjusting, getting used to that. One of the things that the ship does well too is kiting and firing against enemy ships. So in my second battle in particular, so not quite it's the first and second impressions, is that often I'm having to find myself aim a little bit more higher than what I think I have to. And that's just simply because as you're sending away, you're going really fast with the engine boost, and if you have a ceramic flag to give yourself additional speed, that your shells can be falling lower on like the hull, and maybe the main belt, armor belt of an enemy battleship, so you're just going to get a lot of non-pins. So I've just found myself having to be mindful of raising my shots a little bit more with the Colbert. So we moved on to the next island. Unfortunately, there's still the submarine in our enemy spawn. I think there was a player on our team who was super salty. The fact that no one defended the mid area of the the map, but it is what it is. We've won both the flanks thus far. So now the goal is just going to be able to keep harassing these enemy battleships. I do have to be mindful of the GK. It's taking our Colombo and Wooster a lot of time in actually getting this GK down, because I just want to be mindful that he's not going to come out and try to attack me, but I'm pretty sure he's more focused on the two ships to the north. Two teammates. Doom picks up the St. Vincent, so it's one less target for me to farm, unfortunately, as I keep looking again at the GK. The other enemy GK is getting closer to coming into the gun range, so the positioning is something that's very important on this ship, because I have to check. I'm just saying this, I have to check. But I think you have a better armor belt than the Minotaur, but I'm not entirely sure. I could be totally mistaken on that. I have to look. But you just have to be mindful of how you're angling, how you're positioning, because this ship can be really make or break because of the angling. So here I'm actually going to shoot at the GK because I'm tired of him still being alive, so I'm going to loft some shots of the island. And of course, as soon as I go to shoot at him, our team ends up finishing him off, which is great. Now we're going to use our speed to get turned around here. The turning circle radius, I think, is 660. It's over 600 meter turning radius, and it's quite nice in my opinion. It's not bad. I felt even when I was maneuvering in that small cove that it worked out all right as I moved into this cap. So I was very impressed with the handling, and when I do eventually try out the Lighthouse build, which I'll do a video on that, that'll probably be later January, maybe early February. I'll let you know my thoughts and impressions and running some things with you. But again, circling back to the positioning is really, I think, what can make and break this ship, depending on your positioning. So you want to be able to utilize islands, you want to be utilizing smoke screens, and again, if you just want to watch someone who's just amazing with the Colbert, you just gotta check out John the Ruthless. Watch him on Twitch. I'll check him out there when I can. And I think he also has a YouTube video up showcasing some brief highlights from his games in the Colbert. But he's just, I think he's one of the best cruiser players, in my opinion, in World of Warships. So he really knows what he's doing, and he's quite nice as well. As we pick up the gearing with our hydroacoustic search, so I popped the hydroacoustic search too because I figured his torpedoes. Well, I've had the hydroacoustic search up for a while. So, well, no, maybe not. Sorry. Just because I figured that his torpedoes were going to be coming off cooldown. And here I'm going to try to find the gap between these two torpedoes here. Inshallah. So we've already taken very little damage in this game. But the positioning, watching John the Ruthless move up in these really aggressive positionings, but still not always get punished for it, is not all the time. Most times he seems to do really well, but it's just amazing to watch him. So check him out. So I quite like this ship. I like the light cruiser experience, especially with Radar Minotaur. And has something like HE that can do a lot of damage. You know, we started 10 fires, and we can increase our chance. I think it's 8% chance right now of starting fires, but we can build into it and get it up to 9%. Maybe it's a little bit more. But you can see our team did well. 1600 base XP is what we landed on, with the submarine Shimakaze taking first and second position. So all in all, I quite like this ship. We got 50,000 fire damage, and main battery was 64,000. So even in the second battle, it was like maybe 40 to 45% of the damage I'd done was fires. The rest was just from the main battery, penetrations, all that type of thing. So you are quite the ship. You really want to farm those battleships, and you punish those cruisers when you catch them off guard, and especially destroyers. Because I don't think that gearing was expecting us to push there in at the end. So soon I'll have an upgrade commander build video on the Colbert, on the traditional build, and I'll switch over to the try hard sweaty Lighthouse Colbert build, and then I'll do the upgrading commander build, so I can have a good grasp of both of those builds before I do the upgrading commander build videos. So if you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. If you did not, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.